Hey everyone, Linda here. Today I'm going to share a little peek at this olive colored traveler's notebook with you. And I don't know about you, but I've been seeing this all over my Instagram and my feeds. Everyone is buying an olive colored traveler's notebook. And what I mean is the official one, which costs hundreds of dollars because it is basically something that was released in 2017 and they don't make them anymore, at least not right now, so it's a rare item. And of course, I felt enabled and I really wanted one myself, but I just did not have the budget to purchase like a real one that has been marked up. So I saw a video by Mark's Mellow, and I will leave the link down below. And she was sharing how she got a real one, but then didn't really like it, and then she got a dupe and actually likes it much better. So I decided to go for the dupe. So this is a traveler's notebook by a shop on AliExpress called From the Nun. I think I'll include all the links down below. But basically, they sell a variety of items, including a traveler's notebook that is sort of in this olive color. So I decided to go in that shop and buy a bunch of stuff to set up this new colored traveler's notebook and just see how it goes. And it's definitely way more affordable. It costs less than an actual just normal traveler's notebook in black, blue, or camel standard size. So I decided to try it out and get a couple of accessories. So basically, for like about the same price, I could just play with a bunch of stuff and not have to worry about ruining something that is like limited edition or rare. And again, when something costs more, I sort of feel like I need to be really careful with it, which obviously is not the point of a traveler's notebook, I think. So, just wanted to try it out. And I've shown this off a little bit on Instagram, so you might have already seen it in my photos, but I wanted to share with you sort of the origins of everything. So I'm opening the package, and I also bought some inserts that they had in their shop, which obviously has a different kind of paper. Don't know if it takes inks and things like that the same way that Midori paper would. And they are also stapled together, and I was sort of looking at that passport sized one where the staples look sort of rusty, so maybe they're a little old. Obviously, you're not getting like top-notch quality when the price is like, I don't know, I think it's like a third of the price of what would be a normal traveler's notebook accessories. For example, like this little zip pocket and wallet, like plastic cover or insert. And so I'm just purchasing all these dupes, which like might or might not work just as well. Like there's this cloth sort of insert that has little card pockets and a little zip pocket. And obviously you can tell that it is the material is really stiff. It's not that soft, and it's pretty thin cloth material, but it does the job for the price. Again, sort of like a third or even less of the price of the actual B-sides and rarities like cloth wallet that you can buy from the Travelers Company. And it's not to say that the original product is not worth it, or that you shouldn't get it. But if you're just looking for an alternative, you definitely can find alternatives on AliExpress, or if you go on Etsy, there are quite a few makers that actually make their own version. They're sewing different types of cloth, and you can definitely get like different colors and different patterns. So it's something to consider. Also because the official ones, many of them are sold out, so it's even hard to get them. So again, when something is rare or sold out, then there are sellers out there who sell it, but at a very much like marked up price, and that might not just be accessible to all of us. So I really have no problems like trying other things and trying alternatives and seeing how they turn out. So again, the quality isn't like top notch in terms of if you were to compare it with the actual traveler's notebook, because I do have the real traveler's notebook like inserts and the little zip pocket and wallet insert, and obviously you can tell that these are not the original because there is a slight difference in the quality. So I also bought a standard size of this little wallet insert. I don't know what you call it, like zip thingy. So same thing where the material is a little stiff, it's thinner. It's obviously not like heavy duty kind of canvas. It has a weird feeling to it. I don't know how to describe it, but in terms of what you need it for, like it has the pockets, it has the zip, it works, like it'll do, but maybe it's not like the best. And again, I also bought one of these standard side inserts, and I like the gold sort of embossing on the front. It looks pretty cool as an insert, but later on when I tried the paper, I did realize that it is not fountain pen friendly, because it does bleed. And not so much that it bleeds to the other side, but it bleeds like the paper, I think, really absorbs the ink a lot, so you're not going to get like a crisp writing. You know, when you write on it, it's not going to look crisp. So it depends on if you're going to be, you know, journaling directly on the paper pages, or if you're like collaging and sticking items in, then it probably won't matter that as much. So finally we get to the actual traveler's notebook that comes in this little sort of dust bag, and this is the Dupe olive colored, and it comes with the little plastic little zip thingy and a little charm that's sort of like a compass. And you can see that traveler's notebook wise, it is a piece of leather, it is olive colored, it is made almost exactly like the actual original traveler's notebook, and it comes with a couple inserts. Again, the paper is not as nice, obviously it's not like any kind of Midori paper, but they do give you some inserts already in the little kit when you buy it. And if you just like to collage things in, I think you won't have any problems using this paper because it is pretty thick, and it works well, but again, not fountain pen friendly. So if you wanted to journal in it, you probably would use a different kind of pen, or you would be using your fountain pen on another paper and then like sticking it in. And I decided to use all of these inserts just for collage purposes, so I'm really just pasting in different types of things rather than using them as like journaling, writing with fountain pen kind of inserts. And you can see that it comes with the inserts and also the cardboard like wallet. What do you call that? I don't know why it is just, I'm blanking in all of like the official names for all of these traveler's notebook inserts, but basically there's that like card file thing, and then the insert, and another extra insert, and the charm. And one thing that's different about this traveler's notebook is that the elastic that closes up the traveler's notebook, it's not on the back cover of the traveler's notebook like the official Travelers Company leather covers. This one actually has that elastic hole in the binding like spine area, and I think you can see it there, how it comes out on the left there. So I think some people might actually like that more, because I know a lot of people complain about the fact that there is a knot on like the back center portion of the traveler's notebook cover, and of course some people, they don't mind at all because they really take their insert out when they work on it and not necessarily use it in the book, or they might have their inserts on the front part rather than the very back portion, so if they're working on it, maybe the bump doesn't bother them. But these traveler's notebooks, as you can see, it's the piece of leather and the elastic is in that spine area, so it won't bother you in that sense. And I'm just gonna compare it with my official actual Travelers Company camel cover, and you can see I also have the Traveler's Train there. I also have a Passport camel size, and those are all actual Travelers Company. And you can see that the dupe, it definitely is very olive in color, and I know that the official olive color in by Travelers Company, sometimes it comes out much darker and not as green. Some people seem to think that it almost tends towards the like brown cover color, and I don't have actually a brown Traveler's notebook, but I really do like this olive color. I think it truly is like olivey. So if you're really looking for that green, this color is really beautiful. I really like it. And certainly the texture is slightly different, and it's not fuzzy like the camel at all, but I think really it's only the camel that is that fuzzy. And here you can see I'm just comparing like the size. It's almost exactly, like maybe there's a millimeter or something of difference in terms of the top and bottom, or like the corners, but it almost is exactly the same as a standard size traveler's notebook. So they've really made like the same exact thing. And the only other difference, besides the elastic being in the middle of the spine, is that the top little metal piece that holds the elastic up, or holds the elastic in on the top, instead of it being like sort of that silvery color, this dupe, it's actually sort of like a goldenish color. So unless you change those parts yourself in your traveler's notebook, the original traveler's notebook, when it comes, it's like a silvery color. So I guess you could tell the difference if you were to buy this dupe. So I'm just sticking in the items here and sort of like testing out like how many inserts I can actually put in. And when it comes to the connecting bands for the traveler's notebook, they sell official like standard sized and passport sized connecting bands, and they're sort of like rubber bands but really strong. But I've actually never bought the official ones before. I just use the extra elastics that come with the official traveler's notebook because they give you a lot of them. And I also have the repair kit, so I have a lot of elastics basically. So I just use that, and it has a knot, and it's, you know, some people might be bothered by that because you've got all these extra little bits and pieces all over the place. But again, it doesn't bother me. So I just use the extra elastics rather than having, you know, a boatload of extra elastics in my stash and not use them for anything. Again, maybe the official elastic bands work a lot better. I don't know because I don't even have that experience. So here I'm just comparing like with the Traveler's Train, which the Traveler's Train cover is much more like slick and smooth, that black leather, whereas this olive is sort of like in between the camel and the slick black Traveler's Train. It's like right in the middle, and it doesn't have any kind of like weird smell or anything like that. So it's, you know, a really good dupe in my mind. And this little charm thingy doesn't come with the Traveler's Notebook by itself. It's an extra like item that costs like a couple dollars. So I bought that to put it on the elastic, but I realized that the elastic is in that center spine area, and it's not closed up on the inside with a knot like the original Traveler's Notebook, where you can just untie the knot and then you can string in charms. It's actually sealed with a little like metal clip, so I have no idea how to remove it. The only way that I could do it, I realized this after the fact, is that I would have to cut the elastic or use some kind of like special pliers to like undo the metal clasp, and I just didn't have like the tools to do that, to put that charm on. And here it is. I'm just putting all of the Traveler's Notebook together so you can see the difference in color. You can see that like at first glance it just looks like a olive Traveler's Notebook next to the camel, and then I have the train and then the camel passport size, and it's so pretty, like they all go together. Again, that little top part there is different because it's not that gray steel colored, it's like a goldenish color. But again, all of these parts you technically could change, because ultimately a Traveler's Notebook cover is really just a piece of leather, right, with the elastics on and things like that. So you could, you know, work on it and change all of those parts and change the elastics and things. And that is what I think that I have to do if I want to put a charm in this elastic. I think that I would have to, you know, just cut off that elastic and buy obviously more elastic to put on the charm and actually tie a knot so that I can attach those parts. And the reason why is because this charm is not the type of charm that like dangles on the elastic. It's like the long kind where you have to string it through one side and then the other side. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. The thing about this is that this olive colored elastic, it might be sort of difficult to find that exact same color, because even the original official Travelers company, their repair kit, if you were to buy it, and it has a bunch of different elastic colors and the little metal piece so that you could fix your Traveler's notebook after like years of use, it doesn't have the olive colored elastic because that is not part of the, you know, original like standard line of Traveler's notebooks. The standard line of Traveler's notebooks is black colored, blue colored, and camel colored in standard and passport size. And there's like two different colors, I think, for each, two different colors of elastic that come with each Traveler's notebook. So when you buy the repair kit, it sort of comes with all those different colors, but it does not have olive. So if you would want to match that exact same olive, even if you had an original Travelers company olive cover, you would have to like, you know, find some company that has these like similar type elastics and match that same color. And I actually contacted the shop on AliExpress, and they told me yes, they have a listing where they sell that olive colored elastic. So I went ahead and ordered that, even though I don't know how long it'll take to get here, because, you know, everything from AliExpress takes quite a while sometimes. But when it comes, then I will be able to sort of cut that elastic off and tie back another piece of elastic as a knot so that I can put on the various charms that I want to include. So that will be for the future. But for now, I mean, just looking at all the parts and opening it up and, you know, adding the inserts and all that kind of stuff, it's a really nice dupe. Like, I'm really satisfied with it. And like the total, I think, was like $30 or something like that for all of these inserts and all of these, you know, the cover and everything. So it's really affordable in the sense that you can just buy it to play around with it, you know, like you don't really, it's not such a big cost. And you can sort of see if you really, really love it, and maybe one day you can invest and get like the official olive edition. I hope that Travelers Company in the future will release other limited editions or other colors or add things to their line, so you can just wait and add those to your collection. But for now, I am happy with this olive dupe. It's such a nice find, and you know, just super affordable to add to your Traveler's notebook collection without having to pay like $200 or $300 or more for an official you know, 2017 edition of the Traveler's notebook in olive color. And it also doesn't exist in passport size, so like if you wanted a passport size olive color, you could just buy one of these and cut it yourself and like remake it. And I know some people do cut like the official Traveler's notebooks even to make their own. So this is the company that I got it from the non-official. And again, I will include the links down below, so if you're interested, you can go check it out and try it yourself. When I've checked on YouTube about olive Traveler's notebooks, like alternatives or dupes, most people have gone to a different Etsy shop, but the one from the Etsy shop, I don't really like the color. And again, it might just appear differently because it's on Etsy and it's photos, but they say that like every batch is a little bit different as well. And I saw someone's video on it, and I didn't really like the color. Whereas this one, I really do like the color. And you can see in the light, it's much more olive than like when there isn't light shining properly on it. And again, I'm putting it against like the camel and the black, so at least you could see like a little bit of variation. And it does scratch up, just depends like how rough you are on it. But again, I'm super happy with this purchase, and I totally recommend it. And I've been using it for a while, so everything seems a-okay. So I definitely love this dupe olive Traveler's notebook for sure. So thanks so much for checking out my video, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing that. My name is Linda, and I blog on tortagialla.com. It's where I share all of my digital printable designs. You can basically check out the blog and check out the blog posts, and each one will have a free printable download that I share. They are mostly pattern papers, that you can download and just use for all of your journaling and junk journaling and planning, deco, all of that kind of stuff. And there's also various bits of stationery and like stickers and things like that that you can print out at home. So thanks so much for watching my video. Please like, subscribe, or comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And visit my blog and sign up for my newsletter if you want to keep in touch at tortagialla.com. Thanks so much and have a great day.